Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be diving deeper into some more Thaumcraft. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today, let's dive deep into some more Thaumcraft. I absolutely love this mod, and so what we're going to do is we're going to continue to push a little bit towards it. So, I do want to let you know that this pack is going to end very, very soon. There is a new project that is coming out that I really want to jump on. So yeah, I'm kind of just waiting for the pack at the moment. But once I receive the pack, I will be starting the new pack, and you guys will find out what it is then. It is definitely very interesting, and I'm absolutely loving the idea of this pack. So kind of teasers there for you guys. Definitely a pack to look forward to. Definitely a pack to look forward to new on the sub-server as well. We're going to hopefully get this thing up and running. It should be absolutely fun. Super fun. I am super excited for it. But anyways, let's do some more Thaumcraft because, like I said, this is just fun to just do and just to hang out. So, you can see right here, I have already discovered, since I did that Thaumcraft craft last time, whenever we made the niter. And sorry if I say some of these things wrong. I am just it's such a habit of mine of saying some of these aspects the way I've always said them. Maybe I heard it wrong the first time from somebody, and then now I just always say it that way. I am so sorry. Like, I think I say igneous wrong. It's supposed to be igneous. So yeah, I say igneous. I don't know why. But I do say some of these things completely wrong. So, like, yeah, some of these I can't even pronounce, but Bercantio, I just say some things weird. So, forgive me if I do. I know it bugs some of you guys to just madness, but, you know, that's just me. But anyways, let's move on. I know I'm gonna get some of you guys that are gonna be like, don't worry about it, which I completely understand. But yeah, we need to make a few things. To get Ordo Mansi completed, which actually Ordo Mansi is usually one of those things that I don't do right away. Because normally I just don't have the ability to go all the way up into the sky without building a giant dirt pillar. But I was able to just use my rending gale, and that made it super easy, so I could just fly straight up and bam, I was ready to go. Also, you have to go straight down to bedrock as well. That's one of the other parts of Ordo Mansi. And I do believe one of these requires you to go to the hell dimension, which the nether. And I do believe it's this one. I think it's the next task, if I remember correctly. But we're on 2 of 3, so I guess not. Anyways, we need to make this. This is the Vis Resonator. It's going to require an iron plate and nether quartz, and it's going to require a little bit of aspects. So, nether quartz. It's going to be one of these. I'm to the point where I'm about to kill the pigs because they're just so loud. I might get a mob imprisonment tool just to save one of them. But anyways, so we have this, and we're going to need an iron plate. Right, iron plate. We have plenty of iron plates. And what we're going to do is take that and combine it inside here. It only works in this crafting recipe. And you can see it's going to require 50 vis, which is perfectly fine. That's going to give us that resonator. And then we also need to make ourselves that caster's gauntlet. This one's going to require 100 V. And is going to be the thing that we're going to use throughout the pack. As you can see, it requires another thermometer. So we're probably going to use the one we have, and then we'll remake another one, which is perfectly fine. And it's going to require that vis resonator. So we should have leather. I'm almost positive. Leather, where are you at? There you are. So 4 leather. And what else were we needing? I always do this. I always get this. Oh, iron. Okay, iron, and then I can remember the recipe. And you should be able to actually use JEI to click your recipe in. So all we should need is a couple pieces of iron. So 3. And then we should be back ready to go. Let's see, what other things? We needed this, which I love that. How did it get on our head? Oh, our inventory is all desynced. Oh. Something weird happened there. Sometimes I get this weird desync issue. I don't exactly know what it's caused from. I think it might be one of the items causing it to bug out. But when I see that there's an item in my inventory like that, I definitely know it's been bugged out. So, let's hope that we have the right items in our inventory for this. And that it doesn't cause some desync issue. There we go. And we have 132 available. It's going to require 100 vis. Or V. It's called, I've always called it Vis because it's Vis right here, but it's called V in the area. Yeah. So, it talks about it a lot in the book. And I know you guys don't really want to see a lot of the book stuff, nor do I want to do a tutorial-based thing. I just kind of want to play through it. So that's what I'm going to do. The first episode is usually what I do. When I go over Thaumcraft, I always cover it sort of like a tutorial. Just because I know getting into Thaumcraft can be a little bit tedious for those that are new. And I always like to make sure that people can follow along. So, we unlocked Ordo Mansi, which is awesome. We have the Ordo Mansi tab, which means we now can actually open it up. And Ordo Mansi is going to allow us to use some gauntlet things. But as you can see, before we can even get started, this one is going to require a very specific thing. It's going to require a blank lesser focus. And that just kind of unlocks some things for us. Now, right in here, we really need to push Alchemy. That's usually the first thing that I want to get done, because I want to push all the way over here till I get to the advanced Essentia transport. Before then, you could do Essentia a lot of different ways, a lot of wasteful ways as well. But Essentia transport is the best, the advanced Essentia. I absolutely love it. It's so good. So making this metallurgy, we need this alchemical brass. So we're going to have a certain recipe for this. So instrumentum. We need to figure out what gives us instrumentum and what gives us a pretty decent amount of it, because we're going to need to make a bunch of it. So, instrumentum. So what makes this aspect? You actually click on it, and you can go in here and you can find things that have it in there. Most likely it's going to be a tool of some kind, considering that's exactly what it does, is a tool. And you can kind of hold shift and it'll show you what actually has that inside of it. And a lot of things are going to have 5. I think iron itself has it in it, if I remember correctly. You want to find something, though, that, like, if you can, that only has that aspect, even though it's probably going to be close to impossible. I wish it sorted it that way, but it totally doesn't. A rubber dinghy. Really? I've never seen one of those. I wonder what that actually looks like. Yeah, I've not actually seen the rubber dinghy. Must be some kind of other boat that you can use. So we have 3. The more we go this direction right here, the higher the number goes, and it shows you listed on there how much is actually in each one. But I'm just kind of hovering over because I want to see not just how much instrumentum is in it, but how much of everything else is in there as well, because that is going to lead us into some problems if we go and dump a whole bunch of the stuff in here, and bam, we're left with, some nastiness. So if we keep going up, I think it's just going to go higher. So tools, ooh, the shovel has 8. All right, so that's a giant stuff. So stone tools actually have a lot of useful aspects in it. That's got 8. So we keep going up. So like I said, tools are going to give us, Certus Quartz pickaxes has specifically that one aspect in it. Same with steel pickaxes. Okay, so a Certus Quartz pick is a pretty decent option, as long as there's not, something else that's got the higher amount in it. Because a lot of these other things are not going to be just by itself. I think that Certus Quartz might be a really good option for us. Perfect. I'm going to do that. Certus Quartz. Right. Okay, so we have plenty of Certus Quartz, and if we make some picks, or even a shovel, right? Did the shovel... I think the shovel was the same amount, and it only uses 1. So yeah, a shovel gives us 12. Same as a pick, but we only use 1 for the shovel. Can't beat that. So I'm going to go with that for instrumentum. That's going to get us quite a bit. Oh, that's charged. We can't use charged. We need normal Certus. So there we go. So we just take some shovels here. I'm going to take a few of them. And then we also need some quartz. And this is what I do to get started. It's not efficient. I know there's going to be some people that are going to be like, oh, you're wasting stuff by doing it that way. But it does work in the long run. So what we can do is just to get a little bit of that Essentia and make it easier to manage, instead of just throwing it in and throwing some iron, what we can do is we can take some of these and just dump them in. Right? And... oh, I did not mean to do that. Did I just consume all of our stuff? It's because of our desync. definitely because of our desync. And there is some bad stuff going on here. I don't actually know what we just placed inside there. Oh, I do know. It was our Rending Gale. Oh, that's a bummer. So yeah, I can't actually pull out the aspects either because of some sort of desync that we have in our inventory. Alright, I'm going to try and fix this. So I fixed the issue, I just had to relog. For some reason it was just having some weird issue. But anyways, we should be able to throw this in now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start throwing in, or placing in some iron. Until we don't get back any more. So once it actually starts putting the thing inside there, like that, it kind of consumed it. I'm going to start using the quartz slivers to pull the stuff out, and you'll see we'll get some of this. And as you can see, we got some alchemical brass. Now let's check this. We had 18.8, so we still have 18.8 of the nasty stuff in our base. So yeah, I probably should move this so that way we don't get too much more taint anywhere near here. Maybe move it over that area. But yeah, as you can see, there is just some that just float. Once we get some goggles, we'll be able to see a lot better. But right now, like I said, I'm going to throw this in here. And I'm going to take these slivers now. I'm just going to utilize them. Just like that. And this isn't the most efficient way, believe me. But we can now use these in our research. And that's what I want it for. I want to be able to use that in my research. So, now that we have that done, we have some alchemical brass, we have some quartz slivers, some things like that. Progressing through Thaumcraft is going to be a little bit easier. So, we've completed that. Now we need to make a thaumium ingot. That's a little bit more difficult. Like I said, it's going to require percantatio, which is magic aspect, and then terra, which is earth aspect. And then we kind of have to look, again, in our JEI or whatever and find out what works. So, if we go to Thaumcraft, and we go to the last Thaumcraft, THA, if I can type, and go to the last page area, you'll see you can actually find these things. So, Terra, something that has both of them would be nice. So if we find anything in here that has both aspects in it, that of course would be very useful. So what Eyes of Ender, that has a lot of different aspects in it. Ender Pearls I know are a good source of this. They should be anyways, if I remember correctly. They don't have that much. This doesn't have that much in it either, surprisingly enough. So anything that's up in these higher areas that's not related to Thaumcraft, because of course those items require certain things. Nether Stars definitely have a bunch that I know of. I guess Enchanted Books, of course, have some. We have a lot of Enchanted Books, so we might want to use Enchanted Books, at least for getting this early section. So, I'm going to look through here. I'm going to find what, gives us the best option. Nether Stars are actually pretty good, to be honest. So, just to kind of get on our feet, we'll use like one Nether Star. And then for Terra, Terra's a good one. I think there's stuff that literally just has Terra in it, like Cobblestone. Can't remember if Cobblestone has specifically Terra in it or not. Got Terra and I think that's Perdicio. I think I'm saying that right. So maybe some cobble. Like I said, it only has one. It has 5. Okay, so the cobblestone gives you 5 per, and this gives you 20, and we needed to split that up, correct? Right, to 5 and 5. So if we do 1 Nether Star, that's 20. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So that should give us 4 worth with 4 cobblestone and a Nether Star, and then we need iron, 4 iron, and that should give us enough of this. And then we also need our slivers or shards to pull the rest of the stuff out. So, I think they're called slivers. Yeah, slivers. So we'll take those and we'll do the exact same process. And like I said, getting through This is, you know, a little time consuming, but it works. 4 cobblestone, and that should be enough for that. Now, if you're having issues with your crucible not working properly, it's probably because you haven't actually unlocked the ability to use it. So if you haven't unlocked this, you won't be able to make the thaumium ingot. It is definitely required. And now you can see right here, we need theory alchemy in order to finish unlocking that quest. And the last thing we need to do is go in our research table and unlock alchemy. Now, a way we can do that is using some Salus Mundus on a crucible. So let's go ahead and make a crucible real quick. Or not a crucible, a cauldron. Probably could just look up iron to be faster. So take this, we'll place this nearby. It doesn't even have to be activated. We'll just throw some Salus Mundus on there, get it to pop. Now we can select it, and when we create a theory, now it's going to be asking for these different types of things. We can scrap the theory and recreate a theory if we get stuck on one. So you can see right here, these are actually going to consume, if they have a question or exclamation point, it is actually going to consume it, I do believe. These, just check to see if you have it in your inventory. So Modus and Victus, those things are you're basically going to have to burn something that has it, and then you're going to find it out. Now, you could do that, or you can unclick this, and you can just keep trying different theories. Right here, so we can do spell binding on this one, and you can keep trying to go through this route, but like, you're going to eventually hit something. So if we reject Ordo Mansi findings, we might end up on a page like that, and yeah, you're gonna be stuck in an area where you may not learn what you want to fast enough. So you're still going to end up with stuff like this. So I'm going to have to go through, and I want to at least get that unlocked so we can move forward, and I'll be back. So I've been doing some research in the Essentia smeltery. We're almost done here. I'm fixing to make the actual Essentia smeltery. I had to go through a lot of different research and also gathering of different aspects. So we've got that done. Last thing I have to do here is, of course, gather all of the different aspects that we're going to need for this. So if we go back to Thaumcraft, we can see them a little bit better because we know we're going to need Terra, air, and we got to basically fill this thing back up for the different aspects that are needed for this. Now, at least this one just needs igneous, I guess. So really we can just put igneous in here and we're perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and make this. We need a furnace, 2 brass plates, which of course you just put in a machine and it'll make the plates for you, and then a crucible, and that will take 50 vis and we'll get ourselves an Essentia smeltery. Since that's done, that should allow us to complete this. That'll unlock the things called Arcane Alembics. Now, Arcane Alembics are something that we're going to need, and this puts us into a different type of Essentia production. We no longer need to produce Essentia the way we've been doing it, which is throwing the stuff in the crucible. This will still be not as great. There still is a 20%, converted into flux roughly 20% of the time. So this thing still produces flux, which is not good. That's the bad stuff, right? Flux is the bad stuff that we want to avoid. But it doesn't produce it as bad as everything else we've been using. So you still want to keep this thing a little ways away from the base because it can definitely cause some bad stuff to happen. So that is something we're going to be working on. But this right here, we actually need to make these Essentia filters. Now this is going to require silver wood, and as you can see, it's going to require a little bit of vis cost as well, and it's going to require the aqua. And yeah, these Essentia filters are not too difficult, and we're also need some great wood logs and some more brass plates and a bucket. So brass plates is not that difficult. So, and really we only need one of these. You can have more, but I find that like at the beginning, make one of them is going to be just fine. So our alchemical brass, we might just make 2. We'll make 2 just in case we can't collect it fast enough. But we put that in the compactor. That's going to get us our plates. While we're working on the plates, we can go back in here and go, okay, so we need silver wood and great wood. Well, I don't think we have either. We have a little bit of great wood, I believe, or silver wood. Yeah, we have some silver wood, but we don't have any great wood. Great wood should not be too difficult to find. Simply because the trees are massive. They are absolutely massive. And I think there's a tree over in this direction. There's definitely a great wood tree over here. The problem is I burned my Rendingale. So technically I should make another Rendingale. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have all the stuff for it. So I'm going to go ahead and make a Rendingale, and then we're going to go ahead and find a great wood tree. So I was right. It was right around the corner, which is perfect. So it can put us up into the top of the tree. So that way we can better cut this thing down, right? So let's go ahead and use our saw. This is going to make it so much easier. Just kind of chop through this thing. It's going to take us no time at all. We only need a few. So we'll be able to definitely collect that pretty soon. So let's go ahead and finish this up. There we go. And yeah, you kind of want to, you know, you don't want to leave the bottom of the tree. You don't want to leave the top of the tree just kind of hanging there. So that's why I like to start from the top, at least on these trees. They're so massive. And they used to, in the old versions, it was really hard to break this log. Unless you had a really, really nice advanced tool. I think that was mainly because they wanted you to basically have diamond equipment at that time. But in this version, it's not that way anymore. You can pretty much break this with a normal axe, and no matter what, it's going to be consistent between any other wood type. So that's the thing we don't have to worry about anymore, at least in this version of Thaumcraft. Alright, so I'm going to gather the rest of that up. I wish I had my magnet on me. That would have made it a lot easier. But I don't, so I'll have to just live with it. Alright, so now that we have this done, Rendingale herself back home, which actually is just right around the corner, which is super convenient. Alright. So, now that we have that, let's just go ahead and pop this in here. That'll give us some silver wood. Pop that in there. That'll give us grade wood. If we take a look at that filter, right? These filters are going to require some aqua. So we definitely need aqua, which we have some right there. So we'll throw the aqua inside the aqua slot. Grab some gold, because this stuff's going to require some. And we should be able to craft. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't need the logs. We need the actual planks. And that'll give us the vis filters. Like I said, I'm going to make 2 of these alembics. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and work on the alembics. So the rest, we need a bucket and great wood planks. Great wood planks are super easy to make. We already have them there. So let's throw the planks. That'll keep those in our mind. The Essentia filters go on the sides, I do believe. If you ever get stuck, you can just look, and then it shows you. We need buckets. A couple of buckets will do us just fine, and then we'll grab the brass plates that we worked on just a second ago. And voila! We should, once we have the right aspects in there, let's take a look at what it requires. It's going to require some aqua and 50 V. Did I misplace these? Let's check. I might have actually placed this wrong. So it needs brass plates from Thaumcraft. Essentia, which actually we could use the brass plates from any of the mods, it looks like. So we can use regular brass if we want to. But am I missing something? I don't think so. Still not letting me complete it for some reason. Oh, maybe we don't have enough aqua? I don't know. Throw it in there again. Did I put these backwards? I did put them backwards. I am such a derp. You guys are probably yelling at me right now. You're going to be yelling at me in the comments. Just telling me I'm a total dweeb. Alright, anyways. We have this over here. Like I said, you guys have told me to move this out of the way because it's going to start, taking over my base. Maybe I want to flood my base with taint and just see how it ends. I've not actually destroyed my base before with taint, so that'd be kind of interesting. Anyways, you can place down these on top, and basically you're going to have yourself some jars that you can set up, the warded jars, which kind of talks a little bit about it in the book. But you make your warded jars, and you can place Essentia inside the warded jars. But if it tells us here, I think we have access to other things. Vials? I don't know if we can make vials right off the bat. Is that a part? Well, there's the vials. I think we can make vials normally. Without the need of anything, so A good old glass vial, yeah. We can make these without Thaumcraft's permission. So, if we have a vial, and we put an aspect in here, and once it hits 10, we can pull it out. So, if I put gold in here, you see gold has a few different things. We also need some coal to kind of burn this up. So if I put some coal in here, I'll show you how it works. So you put the coal in there, and say I want to burn this, I don't know, this leather. We're going to burn 1 leather. That has 5. It's going to put the aspects in here. And if we have enough of the aspects, split into 2, it'll split them in here. And then if we have enough, we can pull it out. But there's something that we probably need to make before we can see anything. And we actually don't have it unlocked because we needed to do that. Now, we can unlock the Goggles of Revealing. This is the last thing I want to make before we end today's episode, so I'm going to hurry up and do this so that way we can see some of these things. We have the leather already. We just need the glass. And we're also going to need probably the aspects required for all of this. So, 2 of those. That's going to require all of them. Terra, Air, Ordo. Alright, so Terra, Air, Ordo. I think we already have Air. Ordo, Perdicio, Igneous. All of those things we need in here. We're missing Air. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 of these. And by the way, you can scan all this stuff. Be sure to do that. Stuff that's in your inventory. No reason not to. Especially stuff that you've just recently got. And yeah, we're going to need to make the Goggles of Revealing. Now, once you have everything here, which we're going to need our brass. So 2 pieces of brass. And you can actually just click it in if you want. And there's our Goggles of Revealing. We can slap these bad boys on. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to see the actual aspects that are inside these guys. Really cool. So like I said, if you don't have enough stuff in here and you shift right click, it'll empty it. But you can see a little bit of V will go into the world. And that's bad stuff, alright? Not V, it's yeah, it's not V. That's the warp stuff. I can't, not warp. I can't. Here we go. Here I am trying to explain it, and you know, just doing my thing and can't even think of the name of it. Warp is this, but taint is what that stuff is. It's got another name, not just taint. The taint definitely is what it creates. So, anyways, if we take a look at this, flux. That's what it is, flux. So yeah, you don't want to be generating a bunch of flux. So no matter what you do, you're going to generate some flux. And actually, the quests require you to open a rift later on down the road. So a rift is something you're going to have to do regardless. But as of right now, I think we're doing pretty good. Like I said, the episodes are going to be ending fairly soon on this Let's Play, and I hope you guys are excited for the new mod pack. And I'm going to get a lot of questions. What is the new mod pack? You guys will find out as we go along. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Let's Play. If you did, go ahead and click that thumbs up button if you did enjoy, and also click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Guys, I will see you in the next episode. As always, thanks for watching.